To bind off, you knit 2 stitches. Sew the yarn between the first 2 stitches. Front yarn over the right side of the needle, the point of the needle to the right side of the back of the stitch. Yarn over, pull under the needle and through the first stitch. Slide the stitch off the needle. Knit another stitch. Stick the needle on your right hand in between the next 2 stitches through the center of the first stitch under the needle in your left hand, so that half the stitch is on the right of the needle, the one in the front, the other half of the stitch the needle toward the back. The yarn over the needle in your right hand. Slide the right needle's point, catching the yarn through the second stitch. Slide that stitch off the needle. Now, take on your left hand. Insert it into the left side of the first stitch on the right needle. The first stitch will be the one to the farthest right, towards the blunt end of the needle instead of the pointed end. Pick that stitch up and pull it over the left-handed stitch towards the point of the needle. Pull that left-handed stitch under the stitch on the left needle with the right needle. Now slide the second stitch off of the point of the left-hand needle. Now knit another stitch. Insert the yarn through the front of the stitch under the left needle so that it comes out the back with half the stitch to the right of the needle and half the stitch to the left of the needle. Yarn over, pull through the stitch with the point of the right needle. Pull the stitch off of the hook. in your left hand. Take the needle in your left hand, insert it into the first stitch, the one to the right of the 2 stitches on the right hand needle. Pull that stitch over the left stitch, point of the left needle. Now pull the final stitch on the right hook through the stitch on the left needle with the point of the right needle. Slide the stitch off. You have 1 stitch left on the right needle. Now knit another stitch. Insert the yarn with the right needle's point into the bottom of the stitch on the left needle through the center with half that stitch to the right of the needle and half of it to the left of the needle. Now wrap the tail of the yarn over the right side of the right hand needle. Stitch the yarn with the point of the needle while holding the tail tight. Pull through the stitch on the left hook. Slide the stitch with the yarn pulled through it off the tip of left needle. Four knit stitches, 3 bound off. Now you will take the left needle again, stick it through the center of the first, the left side of the first stitch, the left side of the right hand stitch, under the right hand needle into the center of the stitch, to the stitches left. The needle will come out to the front. The left hand needle comes out to the front of the right hand needle. To catch the yarn, the first stitch, and pull it over the left-sided stitch, leaving only 1 stitch on the right hand needle. Put the stitch you have just made off of the left hand needle. So now you have 4 bound off stitches. You keep repeating this to the end of the row. Binding off, and that is how you finish the neck, the shoulder, or the top of a sleeve before you sew a piece together.